Hey, what's going on, everyone? This is Mike Kollin at MikeKollin.com. So, today's going to be about do you believe and why other people don't. So, I came across a verse just now that kind of inspired this video. And the verse is Luke 1:37. It says, "For nothing will be impossible with God." So, you probably just went right over that verse. In fact, you probably, oh, that's nice. So I was watching this YouTube short, and they were actually reading the verse beneath that. And when I saw that verse, I mean, to me, it's just, it hits me heavy. It hits me hard. It's like, boom. And believing, okay, so a lot of people are like, well, how do you do this stuff? Well, I believe. But you have to understand what is believe? Like, what is believing? Like, what does that mean? Or really, what does that do? It opens the door for it to be possible. So when you go to pick up a pencil, you have so much faith that you just grab it. You don't even think about it. So it's automatic. It's almost like it's beyond a belief of, well, of course. So the reason why it's beyond belief is because you've seen everyone around you since you were probably 1 day old or somewhere at a very early age pick up small things like pens and pencils. And if you, okay, the reason why I know this because we did this at a hypnosis training in Hawaii. And I remember I had to ask this bodybuilder, like, do you believe you could pick up that pencil? And he looked at me like what? Now, I know I've shared the story a lot, but I'm going to get this one piece of it because the question was ridiculous. It was even ridiculous to me to even read it off the paper. Like, I can't believe I'm going to ask this guy this question. Of course he can pick it up. So it's actually beyond belief into knowing. So I'm going to just give the real, so I had to, this was one of the, like, you had to do these main tests, and one of them was you had to hypnotize someone into something that would be so ridiculous, like there's no way that's possible. So I had to hypnotize his subconscious or unconscious mind to believe that he could not, N-O-T, could not pick up this pencil. Now, in and of itself, the test really was easy. Because you got to read it off of a script and you just kept reading it over and over and over. And the other thing you had to do rapport skills to gain rapport with their unconscious mind, and and there's a couple of things that you had to do skillfully. But essentially the actual thing was you just read it off the script. Well, sure enough, it did hypnotize him, and the first time he tried to pick up the pen, I thought he was just trying to be nice so I could pass the test. And I said, "Look, man, it's totally okay. You don't have to fake it." He goes, yeah. And I said, "We get another chance after class to go do it with someone else, etc., etc." And he goes, "No," he goes, "Dude, I'm not faking." I'm like, "Dude, it's okay. You don't have to lie to me." He goes, "I'm not lying." And so he kept trying to pick up the pencil, and so he started sweating. And I mean, like, now it was Hawaii, it was warm, about 84, 85 degrees outside, but we had air conditioning inside, but he literally he got drenched after about 5 minutes of trying to pick up this pencil, and I was like, holy shit. And Dr. Tad James he was up on stage, and he's looking at me, nodded his head, and he's like, good job. So belief opens the door to do whatever you want. So once you open the door, you just walk through and then you do it. Okay? So once you do it, now you have a knowing, and the more you do it, you just like, yeah, that's just something I've been doing for years and years. I don't even really think about it anymore. So when people ask me, they're like, well, do you really believe you can heal people? And I kind of look at them like, what? Because it's kind of it's a weird question now. It's equivalent to when people say, well, do you really believe in God? I'm like, no, like, well, yeah, of course. Like, what do you mean? Like, it's like saying, do you believe you could pick up a pencil? It's like, it's almost like a question that doesn't apply. Well, it's like, of course, because I know. So another way I look at the word belief or faith is it's like a light switch. It's like you either turn it on or off. And if you don't believe, you turned it off. So therefore, you're right. It won't work. All right, here's another one. It's literally like the key you put into the ignition. You either turn it or you don't. If you don't turn it, if you don't believe, the car's not going to start. And you're going to go, see, I told you. Well, you didn't actually turn the key now, did you? So it's just an opening. So think of belief as opening the door or flipping the switch to turn it on. Now, the way you drive this and create whatever you want is your imagination. Whatever you imagine comes true. So in the word imagine is the word image, to picture, to image it, to imagine it. Now, there's also another word in the word imagine, and it's called magi, magi. It's like I, magician. We all do it. Look, if you're living a shitty life, it's because you imagined it. Because that's how you create. Now, I'm not saying you didn't get negative influences from narcissists and all these people that said, well, you're not worthy, you're not good enough, you don't deserve the blessings of God, you don't deserve to make money or have money, etc. I've been through that. We've all been through that. Not to mention narcissists will attack you and hurt you when you're doing something you love, so now you connect that emotional pain to it and you don't want to do it no more. Like, there's all kinds of games that are going on. So I'm not talking about, like, I'm not necessarily saying like, oh, well, you're to blame. I'm just saying, look, whatever you've created in your life, it's because of what you have imagined and envisioned in your mind. See, if you can take responsibility, remember that word responsibility is 2 words. It's ability and respond. It literally means the ability to respond. That means you have your power. Now you have your hands on the steering wheel and your foot on the gas. And now you're in control of you, your life, and your destiny. And now you can create. So believing just opens the door. Creating is when you start to imagine what you want. And the key is this. So step 1 is believing. Step 2 is imaging it, visualizing it. So the key is to imagine already having it. Or just having the ability to do it. That's it. Like, literally just pray until you get caught up into a daydream and you're just imagine driving that car or holding that item or living in that house or apartment or city or beach or wherever. And let's say it's a beach. Like, you're just like, man, I just want to move to San Diego. I want to move to Hawaii. I want to live on the beach. And imagine physically. Okay, now here's the next step. Number 1, belief. Number 2, imagine. Number 3, imagine having it. Well, actually, technically, that's number 2. So number 1, just believe. Number 2, imagine having it, okay? Number 3, which really is part of number 2, is associated. And this is the secret. So here's the difference. There's associated and dissociated. When you are holding a picture in your hand of yourself, so let's say you're in the picture, and let's say it's up on the wall or on your computer, and you're looking at a picture of you with your friends or whatever. So you're looking at you in the picture. That's dissociated. That's disconnected. Associated means you're in the picture. So imagine walking over to the picture and you step inside the picture. You step inside your computer and now you're in there. Let's say you're on the beach, okay? And you're walking on the beach and you could feel the warmth of the sand going up into your feet, and you feel the sand going in between your toes. Okay, you can hear the ocean, you can hear the waves crashing on the beach. Maybe you see a seagull. Maybe there's a little bit of a 4 or 5 mile an hour breeze, and when the sun is hitting you, it's nice and warm. It's almost like loosening up your muscles. The warmth is going deep into your skin. And imagine you're holding a white, fluffy, big, large, extra large towel in your hands, and you look down at the towel in your hands. Feel it with your hands. And then lay it down on the warm sand. And then lay down on that nice, clean, thick, plush, white towel. Now listen to the ocean sounds around you. Maybe it's people talking, maybe it's a seagull making a noise as it flies by in the sky. Maybe you can hear the crashing of the waves, listening to the wind. And you begin to notice that I come walking across the sand, and I come walking right up to you, and I hand you $40,000 in fresh, crisp US $100 bills. Caught you off guard there, didn't I? Okay, so that's what it means to be associated. It's as if you're there now, seeing what you see, hearing what you hear, feeling what you feel, smelling what you smell, and tasting what you taste. Using the 5 senses, you're in the present moment. Be in the movie. Be in the moment. Once you imagine that, then it will manifest. That is manifesting. Hey, you know what? I think I'm going to leave this video just there, because that was probably the best manifesting videos that I've ever made in my life. And believe it or not, you may end up on the beach and somebody may hand you some money, or you might receive money soon. Because I took you through that. I kind of took you through it in a, not a sneaky way, but I kind of threw that money in at the very end. And while you're associating, imagine being on the beach, you're also going to manifest that too. You know, one thing I noticed, whenever I talk to people about money, if we get into the details of manifesting and just, you know, making money and business, and every time I start making book sales, the phone starts to ring, people want to do sessions, you know, I get invited to be a speaker somewhere. I mean, every single time. And the money just starts rolling in. So in reality, you literally get what you focus on. You get what you talk about. You get what you look at. So look at the magazines you're looking at. Are you looking at money? You're looking at cars? You're looking at a beautiful garden? Are you watching movies of positive things, of things that you want? I noticed that I noticed this in high school, my friends would always get the coolest cars, but they didn't make much money. But like my friend Craig got this really cool, oh man, I can't remember the name right now. It was a little sports car, and he got a super deal on it because somebody was moving out of town and they had to get rid of it. So that's what I began to notice, is like they were always looking at magazines of sports cars and, God, I wish I had that car. I really want that car. And I would barely even look. In fact, I would never even hold a magazine. I was just thinking, like, you're never going to get that car. Like, come on, get real. I wish I would have learned at a younger age to at least look at the things that I wanted out of life, because that's how you manifest them. You talk about them, you look at them, you read about them, you watch videos about them, and all of a sudden, poof, something happens and you get it. Okay, so the next video I actually added onto this, but I'm separating it now because at the very end I discovered something, and I finally understand something about narcissists. So there's a breakthrough discovery that just by me rambling and putting the pieces together, I saw something. It's going to help make sense of a narcissist, even though that sounds implausible or impossible. I finally understood something, and it is a shocker. It's your world versus their world, and believe it or not, but your world terrifies them. Just as much as their world terrifies you. You know, it's like black, it's dark, it's like, whoa, like in a million years you would never want to be there. Well, guess what? Your reality terrifies them. Now watch the next video and find out. And in the next video, we talk about black or white thinking versus the right brainwave thinking, etc., etc. So that's going to be answered in the next video. What I mean is the very beginning of this video, I talked about why you believe and other people don't. Hey, this is Mike Kollin, MikeKollin.com. If you enjoyed this video, please click subscribe, click the like button, make a comment, and remember there's a donation link. It's a PayPal link in the description box. God bless you guys. I'll see you in the next video. That's it. I will leave you with some music for about another 4 or 5 minutes. Alright, see you in the next video. Bye.